All right, the new Fantastic Four film opens in just a few weeks on August 7th, and many fans online have begun to speculate about what we may see in the post-credits scene. However, at this past week's Comic-Con in San Diego, actor Jamie Bell, who plays Ben Grimm, a.k.a. The Thing, said the following: "No, we don't have a post-credits scene. It does leave the door wide open for a lot of different movies. I think this movie really focuses on the origins of each character individually, how they get their powers, how they learn to deal with them, how they learn to harness them. That's kind of where the movie ends. But then there's so much more to go from there. It really leaves the door open." John, do you believe that there won't be an end credits scene for Fantastic Four? And if so, do you agree with that move?
Yes, I do. I do believe that there won't be a post-credit scene, and I agree with the move, oddly enough. This isn't like the Marvel Cinematic Universe where, okay, they've been up and running and operational now for years and years and years and years. And let's look back to that first Iron Man post-credit scene. Okay, Nick Fury just shows up and mentions Avengers. That post-credit scene did not corner Marvel or Kevin Feige in any creative direction at all, except that now you're kind of stuck with having to use Samuel L. Jackson, which they had fully intended to use anyway. With Fantastic Four, this is their first movie. They've already announced the release date for the second one, but why creatively tie your hands now? Why set up a post-credit scene now that sets something up specifically, unless you do what Avengers did, what you did in Iron Man 1 with just something very vague, but why paint yourself into a corner now when you still got a few months that you can change the script, do different things, you've still got some time, why paint yourself into a corner now? So yeah, I do believe there will be no post-credit scene, and I would have been totally happy and fine with it if they did have a post-credit scene, but I also think it's probably a pretty, wise move, a pretty shrewd move at this point to not have one in it and just see how things go. So that's how I see it anyway. Schnepp, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, once again, it's Fox. Marvel's the ones the company that's been doing these post-credit scenes, and then some other companies kind of jumped on the bandwagon, but I don't necessarily see them having to do one. If they did one, it would be cool, but I don't need one. So.
See, I don't trust actors as much as I trust directors when they say there isn't going to be a post-credit scene, so I'm not 100% sure that we won't see one. As a fan, I'd love to see one that hints at either the Silver Surfer or X-Men or some sort of tie-in, but if they're not ready to make that leap, if they don't have that, whether it's studio rights or it's we just don't know which direction we want to take this story at, then you should not put the cart in front of the horse. Like, the worst thing you could do is hint at a character and then say, oh, well, no, we either don't have the rights to that character anymore, or we don't really want to go in that direction anymore, or this one didn't test well. So it's a smart, safe move to not have a post-credit scene unless you're sure you're going that way. Remember, we talked about this months ago, that they might want to do some sort of crossover in the future with the Fantastic Four and X-Men, who both right now are still at Fox. And Fox, the X-Men, by the way, had a sweet post-credit scene in the Wolverine that was hinting at X-Men Days of Future Past.
Very good one.
So, but that's all in the same universe. Yeah. So if you had like a Silver Surfer pop in or somebody else from the Fantastic Four universe already, then that is something I could rationalize more. But I hope that there's some sort of hint within the movie to a bigger universe than just these characters, because I think that's neat. Ant-Man executed that brilliantly, as most of you guys are going to see this weekend.
Yes, it did.
So we'll see. It's not going to break my heart either way, but now as a fan, I'm totally on the side of like, yeah, I kind of like post-credit scenes, so it'd be kind of cool to see one, but I understand not having one.
Plus, the Fantastic Four have like the incredible rogues gallery. They could have the Red Ghost, like this weird old man with three strange apes. He's experimenting on them. It's like, no one would know what that is,
The funny thing too is that the post-credit scene is supposed to just be this extra little bonus, right? Now, we as film fans, we've morphed it into we are owed a post-credit scene. Right. So now, when there is before it was when there was a post-credit scene, it's like, hey, this is news. There's a post-credit scene in the movie. Right. But now it's like, if there's not a post-credit scene, why is there no post-credit scene? That's like, because movies aren't supposed to have post-credit scenes. They're bonuses, but we are evolving. Now we've kind of come to expect them. But I think it's cool that for the first one out, they go without. All right,
like, you made me sit through all those credits for nothing.
Yeah, we did not ask you to sit through anything.